Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Let's pop a beverage of your choice, because today I am going to be reviewing Batman Gargoyles of Gotham #1. See who the artist is, the cover artist is, I don't know. But it is written and drawn by Rafael Grampa. Colorist by Matthias Lopez and letterer John Workman. I have heard a lot about this book. It was much ballyhooed, much hyped. And it is a new Black Label book. Black Label books have been hit and miss for me. Especially the Batman ones. Most of the other ones I haven't read a lot of the other ones. But you have Batman Damned, which is great. Then, you had Superman Year One by Frank Miller, which, let's not even get into that. You get just some of the... so there, a lot of these things are hit and miss. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this, because I've never really heard of Rafael Grampa before. I've heard he's really kind of dark. He does things his way. He hasn't done a lot of things, from what little I've heard of him. So I tried to go in with an open mind. And I have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed. The plus side is this is a dark book. It's street level gritty. Just subterranean gritty. It has, we have narration about how, things are, how the rich take over the, and the powerful subdue the poor and all that. And then you get, while the person is talking, and it is Batman, you see some of the horrible, shit that goes on that people do. There's drugs, prostitution, things like this right here, the true teen under 15, people taking advantage of people, and then you're seeing there's a bunch of people being forced to make bombs, and that's that to me is a lot of that stuff goes on. Maybe not the bomb making stuff, but the bad shit. And that, to me, is something that Batman, as a street-level character, should be taken care of. Because, he's not the power guy. He's not the the world. He shouldn't be the world, the alien invader, let's stop this type of person, because he's He's just the dude. And due to his origins, that's the type of things that he should be stopping. And yes, he should be dealing with, the Jokers and stuff. But it's more that type of stuff that he should be dealing with. And so I am really, aside from the fact that I like dark stories, this is the type of thing he should be going after. Leave the aliens and, stuff like that to possibly Superman, the Green Lantern Corps. This cleaning up the bad stuff from, bad stuff like this in Gotham is the type of thing the Batman should be going after. And we have, there's an explosion. We find out that there's some murders that have been going on that he's investigating. And there's a new killer who has never been introduced. He's the Crybaby Killer or something like that. And he's really kind of... he's obsessed with his old cartoon. Kind of a violent little cartoon back in the day. And he's killing people associated with that, sort of. And, Batman is going after that. And, this is him right here. So Batman is doing that. And he's also in the process of planning on getting rid of Bruce Wayne. The Bruce Wayne persona, because gets in his way. Because Bruce Wayne's pain from when what happened to him gets in Batman's way. And during this part, he is referring to Bruce Wayne in the third person when he's talking to Alfred. Bruce Wayne, I've been thinking about getting rid of Bruce Wayne. So Alfred is like, yeah, dude, we you gotta watch this stuff. You're worrying me. And then we also are looking into Sergeant Gordon's investigation of that. And you can see the relationship here. It's still in the beginning stages that they trust each other. But, Gordon can't take him into the morgue because the police department still considers Batman a vigilante, and Sergeant Gordon doesn't have the power and all that. So this is kind of a young dynamic on this, and I really kind of like how this story is going on. The roughness and the grit of the story. A couple little things that I don't really like. He's got himself a new Batmobile. Every person who does a Batman story, not everyone, but a lot of them have to introduce a new Batmobile. And this one really doesn't make much sense to me. He calls it the Blind Machine. It is a Batmobile with no windows. So it's just like a big coffin. And it's got like a GPS, and it's connected into his suit so he can see. He has like a 360-degree view of what's going on outside through his suit and all that. And he controls it. And he says he also can control it by thought, which is a really odd thing. So I'm not too keen on his car. He spends a little bit of too much time on the car, but that's a really good shot. Which brings me to the art. The art is very kind of stylized and different. I mean, you take a look at some of this. I mean, that doesn't really look like Batman right there. It's got a kind of this really weird, and then like that right there. It's got this really weird style to it, which is entertaining, which is interesting, but it's not. I don't know. It's kind of distracting at times, just because the way the stylishness of it that he's going with kind of took me out of the story just a little bit. But I don't know. Overall, though, it moved along really well despite there being sections where there is a lot of dialogue. I mean, just it gets a little verbose at times. Because you also have a small section of this reporter going on about the disparities between rich and poor. So there's this underlying class warfare thing going on in there, which, I'm sure we'll see more of this character later on in the series. But overall I liked it. This is better than a lot of the stuff that's going on in the main titles these days, and so I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5. The story's really good. The art, not as good as it could be. It's just too stylized at a time. But it is really gritty and dark, the story. And so I'm going to recommend it and say pick it up because it's worth it. And we need to support good stories. Sorry. We need to support good stories like this for us to read. But anyway, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it if you've read it. And like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your Batman comics.